until you show up on my report that you are delinquent. And I like to tell everybody, if you don't have the funds to pay it, it's best that you pick that phone up and call me and say, hey, I'm having some financial difficulties right now. I need a little bit more time. We have what's called primary loan services as to where we can service your account to extend your payment out for 15 years if it's direct loan limit. If it's farm ownership, I cannot exceed the 40 years that was already set. If you have an emergency, it was an emergency declaration that was declared by the president and signed off by the Secretary of Agriculture. You can't just come in and say, I want an emergency loan. You have to qualify for an emergency loan. It's based on the amount that you lost. I get a lot of questions about SDA. SDA is socially disadvantaged borrowers or applicants. It still means you have to qualify for everything else and meet those eligibility requirements as a non-SDA applicant or borrower. It's just that when Washington provides us our funding, it's coded into sections. An SDA funding line item and a non-SDA funding line item. I also get a lot of calls, but what do you have for women? What do I have to do? There's no difference. It's just that it's going to be coded as an SDA applicant or borrower. A lot of people like to go on the internet and read about us. That internet will have you reading all day long and you not understand what they're asking of you to do. One of the things that you all see on the internet is, I'm a beginning farmer, I want to purchase real estate. That's fine. But a beginning farmer to us is a farmer who has not farmed for 10 years or more. So if you call me and say, I want to purchase real estate, it's $1 million, I need a loan to purchase real estate, I'm a beginning farmer. The first question I'm going to ask you, do you have 3-year prior farm experience out of the last 10? If you say no, you're not going to be eligible to purchase farm real estate from FSA because you don't have that 3-year prior farm experience. One of those years can be substituted for a degree or experience in agriculture, but you must have 16 hours of agriculture class in order for that year to be substituted. If you don't have it, you're going to have to go give me some good documentation from someone who wrote you up to say, yes, he worked on the farm with me, he managed this, he told me when to sell, when to plant, when to harvest, and all of that good stuff. You have got to write it up. So when you go on the internet and you see, I'm a beginning farmer, I want to purchase real estate. If you don't have 3-year prior farm experience out of the last 10, that means going back to 2016. You can't go back to 2020, not 2020, you can't go back to 2000 or 1999. It has to be from 2015 through 2025. That's that 10-year span where you have got to show me some documentation that you've been farming at least 3 years out of those last 10. So when you're reading the internet, that internet is going to have you all over the place. We do chickens. If you got chickens, I get the bright idea if I'm going to have me 500 chickens, that's fine. My question to you is, I'm going to go back and ask that business plan. What you going to do with the chickens? Well, I'm going to sell the eggs. Do you have contracts? Well, I'm going to sell them to the local grocery store at the corner. That's fine, but I'm going to ask you, do you have a contract with Bernard's grocery store? So Bernard's grocery store has now said, we're going to buy 50 dozen of eggs from George Murphy. We're going to buy them at $2 a dozen. They're going to sell them for $3.50. They're going to make $1.50 profit. They're going to give you $2. They're showing me your business plan and how you're going to receive that money from the sale of the eggs. You can't tell me that I'm going to give them away. You can't tell me that I'm growing lettuce, but I'm going to let everybody in the community come in and pick your garden that you got, because you're not providing me any agricultural income. Your plan must show agricultural income. You can't say, well, I got a field of turnip greens, I'm just gonna let people come pick it. You got to show me some money that you're getting from that crop. Told y'all I stood up here talking about it. Are there any questions? If not, I'll be around. What are you gonna grow like? Pine trees? If you're gonna start establishing a tree farm, I'm gonna have to do 2 plants on you, because you're now gonna have to grow your trees, so you're not gonna get any money off of them, because you gotta get them to maturity. Once they get to maturity, where you gonna sell those trees at? We do nursery operations too, so if you in the greenhouse building, in the greenhouse area, and you need to establish a nursery, Arrowhead Nursery around the corner, that's one of my customers, is over here at the Agri Center. So we do nurseries as well. So to answer your question, yes, you just gonna need to come in and talk to me, because he's standing up there, mean I need to sit down.
Amen.
Thank you so much, Ms. Murphy. There's a wealth of knowledge in this building. We got some heavy hitters in here, I'm telling y'all. Payback by choice or by force. I know we heard that loud and clear. Before we move forward, I want to announce that one of our team members, Mr. Charlie Williams, he's right in this room next door. He's doing one-on-one sessions throughout this day. If you have any questions regarding conservation, developing a conservation plan, anything about your land, he's going to be right in the room next door, and he's doing one-on-one sessions throughout the day. So I wanted to make sure I announced that, and that's Mr. Charlie Williams. So next, we're bringing on the Assistant State Conservation for Partnership, Mr. Trevor Hunt.
All right, I'm back again.